sometimes they disappear. And so I'm assuming that there are people that are making portfolios and not just needing something to write a note on. Anyway, back to our presentation. That's who I am. And if you need to get a hold of me, you can email me using my school email or by reaching out via Twitter or my personal Gmail. So, like I said, this is an A to Z presentation, which typically would have 26 items. We're going to try and do 13 of those in about 35 minutes. So we move fast and learn lots. And hopefully at the end of the day, you'll have a few things that will inspire you to take back to the classroom. One of the fun things that different people like to do and different vendors and creators like to see is when their tools are being used. So as you see an idea or something that inspires you, tweet it out, tag me, tag the creator. They really like to follow what educators are doing and how things are being used. I'd encourage you to just give that a shot. So let's dive in. My A is always Animoto. I absolutely love Animoto for a quick, free, and easy way to create movies with a collection of still pictures and even videos. So since this is our first one, what I want to show you is that generally in this presentation, the icon or the logo is going to take you to the website. So let's go ahead and get there. So I'm going to go ahead and log in, and what you're going to see very quickly is that I use LastPass and go ahead and have my passwords populate. So what happens with Animoto is that you can create something. And so let's just go ahead and create something right here. And I can use Animoto. And what you're going to see here is there are different kinds of backgrounds, shall we say. Of course, there are premium versions, as with most tools, but there are plenty of other ones to do. Let's go ahead and do this retro wheel one. So it's going to show you what it's going to look like, and then it's going to just ask you to create a video. And then you're going to end up with this screen. And let's just take a look at it. You can go ahead and change the style if you decide that that's not the style that you wanted. You can go ahead and come back and do that. You can add a logo if you want to add a logo, if you're doing a school project or what have you. You can add pictures and videos, and you can add text. So let's go ahead and get this plus button going and add some pictures. So I'm going to go ahead and upload some, and I'd like to say that I had a nice little folder of pictures, but you know, I will apologize and say that I don't. So here are some pictures that we've created or I've been working on, and they mean things to Pine City. So what it's going to tell you right here is that we've got some low resolution. I generally ignore it if I feel like it is just kind of inappropriate. But look at it's you can go ahead and sort things out. So I'm just going to sort these as an alphabet. So you can see that you can sort them. Now I can go right here to this L, and I can add a caption that's going to show L is for limited internet access. We're working on identifying some of our students in Pine City, and we want to be able to see what they are. So this means that the student would have limited internet access. And you can go on and you can add captions and go back and add more. So I can also, here, S means that they are supplemented, that we will supplement them with materials as needed. So I can go ahead and do that. So now I've got things organized and I can save those. But did you notice this here? I can also choose a song. So there's a whole bunch of songs that you can choose from. You can also upload your own song. Maybe you want to reference Mark's 50 classic rock songs, whatever you want. So I will pick this 3-minute 4-second one and then go ahead and close it. So the other thing that you can do is to have it paste, or you can paste it so that it fills it. So that means that it will automatically, these 6 pictures will rotate and fill up this whole song. Probably don't want to do that realistically. But now I've got everything built, and I can produce it if I want to. And you can see that you can finish it, and they don't like that song. And so I will, or that title, I will finish it, and now it'll process, and I will get a video to watch that I can see. Okay, I'll pause it. You can see that it's going to go, and eventually I'll be able to download it, or I can even share it out, and I can share it out using any of the popular social media tools. So that's Animoto. Let's move on to Bouncy Balls. Now, this has got to make you snicker, really, right? So Bouncy Balls is awesome. And what it is in the classroom, typical if we've got them all here face to face with us, I'll be able to put this on a screen and I can begin bouncing. So what it's going to have is my microphone right now is off. I'll turn it on and it is going to start bouncing these balls in the screen itself. So see, it's going to tell me that I'm too noisy. And if I want to move on, I can do that and it will shush me. And there's a lot of noise. And so it's going to go up, it's going to go down. I can use a beep. Maybe you want to moderate it. I can also adjust the sensitivity so I can make it super sensitive. The other thing I can do is I can change it to emojis. There's a whole bunch of emojis. There's some bubbles. And then as you get maybe middle school, maybe they want some bouncing eyeballs. But that's a good way to moderate in the classroom, maybe when they're working on win time or moving around when they're supposed to be doing some quiet reading, what have you. So that's Bouncy Balls. I really do like this. So I'm going to go ahead and close that tab so it doesn't keep shouting out with me. It's a super fun way to monitor your classroom and the volume in the classroom. Now, near and dear to my heart is Canva, and I have some samples here, and let's just go ahead and take some look at these. This was made by a colleague of mine, and these are the Chromebook rules and posters that we have around the schools that kind of have them, instead of a list, a bulleted list of rules, we used Canva to create a poster, and we shared it out around the building, and people can put this up. We made it, and then we printed it on our color printer, so it was really cost effective. Another one is business cards, and again, we just used a template that's right in Canva and created some business cards. As teachers, sometimes we forget to do that. You can also create Facebook banners to throw out there in social media, and these are just templates that Canva has. Canva now also has a program that is called Canva for Education. So if you're an educator and you want to try having your students create these posters and do things, you can. And it's super easy to join the, you can register for free. You can create it in the classroom and really have the kids get into and dabble around in that whole graphic designer tool that many of our kids want to try. So let's go ahead. Again, Canva is linked right here from the icon. And I'll take you into my Canva that I use for Not Another Email PD. So the designs I have are, oh, look at, I was also getting ready for my Bitmoji and some of the other things. So here's one, a design that I worked on. And you can see all of the work that you go into. You can add these things, but let's go ahead and just start a new one. And I'm going to show you just how easy it is. So I'm going to go right over here to create a design, and I can create a custom dimension one, but I'm just going to go ahead and create a flyer. And here's the best part. These are the things that make you look super awesome. Look at all of these templates that are over here. So let's just grab this cookie one, okay? Because I don't really have cookies, But maybe what I want to do is do some color changing. So I've clicked on this link, and right over here, I can change the color. I'm going to start making this looking a little bit Pine City. So we're going to add some white and put it in there. And if I wanted to, I can change out these cookies. And what if I did fall sports? So I'm going to go right over here to the elements, and I'm going to look up a football. Okay, and I'm going to drag that in there, and I'm going to take out that cookie, and I can now move this football up there. Now let's do a volleyball. Here's one. These are generally free. You'll see that some of them are premium ones, which of course means you have to pay for them. But I could continue on, and I've got this great flyer that makes me look really great and wonderful, and all I did was use a template. So this is Canva. I absolutely love it. You can create backgrounds for slide presentations. You can create graphic covers for, they now even have a video feature, I should say, that you can create a video that would like go on top of the introduction to a, pardon me for not brain fart here, a YouTube video and so forth. So go ahead and try some of those out. So now let's go to D for draft back. So draft back is a lot of fun to use, and I'm going to go over, I'm going to pull this little document over here, and we're working on some distance learning tools. And I have integrated some draft back, and if I look at this right here, you can see that there have been 2,051 revisions to this document. Since I've enabled the draft back extension, I can now go ahead and preview and watch in live, how this document was created. So I can see if large chunks of work were pasted in, they would all appear at the same time. And you can do this to help moderate and see what students have done. So right here is the link for the Chrome extension DraftBack. I strongly encourage, if you want to monitor what student work is, who's collaborating on something, how many revisions, if they copied and pasted, DraftBack is a great cost-effective tool to use. Mary Hastings, you asked about which ones of these are free. Thanks for asking that. All of these are free. But they all, I shouldn't say all of these are free. A majority of them have premium things to add if you want to invest more. The tools that I'm showing you only the free parts of it. So while I do have a Canva account, I only showed you things that were free. So I hope that covers that. E is for Emoji Bullets. Oh my gosh, I was so excited when I learned how to do this. It is so much fun. So do you see this little girl raising her hand? Isn't that way better than your traditional? Okay, so I'm going to change it. I'm going to go right into my presentation. And these bullet tools that we have up here, here's the stars, what have you. Those are boring. Everybody uses those. So right here, I'm going to change that. I'm going to show you how to do it. I'm going to go to Format, Bullets and Numbering, and I want to go to List Options and see this More Bullets. So let's do this again. I highlighted the selection. I went to Format, Bullets and Numbering. I chose List Options and More Bullets. Hope you're with me still. So I should be getting my keyboards. Took a little minute for that to happen. And I'm going to choose emoticons. So now remember I had stars. Let's change those to a smiling face with a halo. So let's see if I can move that. There they are. So instead of the stars, you have little halo people. I just chose a different special character. Maybe I want to do math. And let's get this keyboard. And maybe I want to use the less than sign. I can choose whatever special characters I want. So let's do this one more time because I know that you're going to want to try this. So I'm going to highlight the selection. I'm going to go to Format, Bullets and Numbering, List Options, More Bullets. Click on that. Wait for everything to happen. Choose emoticons. Oh, these game pieces. Oh, let's see what those might be. Let's make a chestnut. Okay, and because my font is green, my chestnuts are now green. Anyway, emoji bullets, way better than your traditional bullets and so forth. I absolutely think that makes things a lot of fun. So in this era of distance and online learning, having a student make a traditional report is, we've got to go a little bit more creative. So we're going to think Laura Ingalls Wilder as we talk about this. Anybody, I might be dating myself with that. Anyway, I'm from South Dakota, so that's the whole place that I'm coming from. So you can create a fake book page for Laura Ingalls Wilder. Let's see this one on Winston Churchill. Okay, and it's linked there, and you should be able to view it on your screen as well as mine is scrolling and opening. So this was a student-made project on Winston Churchill. So notice in this non-traditional report, allowing a student to be creative, they've indicated some of the basics: his birth date, his death date, his job, his interests. Notice he has cigars and peace signs, his political alignment. And then this student picked some friends for Winston Churchill. And then to demonstrate their understanding of the character, they had some conversations as well. So let's go back to my presentation and see what it looks like. And before you would have this, you're going to want to make sure that this link is available in your district. So make sure that it's whitelisted. This is all it is. They can go ahead and create their page. So I could go ahead and make something that Laura Ingalls Wilder was born, let's give her a birth date of May 6th, 1840. I don't know. So then we could add her family. So I could add Pa, and he would be the father. And then, of course, Ma would be the mother. And what was the sister's name? There was Laura, and I'm drawing a blank. Mary, thank you. Mary can be a sister. What was the sassy little blonde girl's name? She, was that Nellie? Thank you, Deanie. And we could just call her a friend. So now I could actually write a post that maybe Nellie had that she's going to do on May 6th, 55. And she could say, happy birthday. Hope your day is fabulous. Don't get lost on your way to school, or something. Nellie was always sassy in mine. So then I can go ahead and post this, and there it is. I can do some editing of Nellie's character and get some better pictures. I can also create her friends in here, and I could type here that we could have who was the shopkeeper. Should have watched it. Shopkeeper's wife, and I can have that, and I could put that in there, and I can create my own Facebook heading. I can save it, and please add your name here. So okay, so it's going to stop me, but you can see how this could be self-paced, and it's going to save it as a Google Drawing. So Fakebook is a great non-traditional way for a student to do a report. It doesn't even have to be on real people. I've heard conversations where they do it on, maybe it's a sexually transmitted disease, instead of having somebody do a report on syphilis. Who's syphilis's friends? Keeping it appropriate for school. Who's the enemy? Penicillin, what would penicillin say? Those kinds of things. Think about book characters, so forth. And this is a good way for them to be able to do a report. G is for group maker. You know, we always have to create groups. And I remember being in the Spanish classroom for all of those times and trying to create different ways for them to make groups without it being alphabetical or, you know, this row, that row, etc. If you just click right here on teacher tools, and there's a lot of tools here, I encourage you to go ahead and give it a shot and follow the steps. So I could have Lake ECMECC, and I have to put in my email address here. And now I can create the Lake ECMECC group. Okay, here we are. We're going. I should close some tabs. Maybe that'll speed everything up. Hopefully I won't close the wrong tab. We'll try refreshing that. Okay, something's amiss. So I'll leave that for you for now and follow the steps. It's a great tool for using GroupMaker when everything is aligned, and apparently the stars and moon are not aligned today. Control H. This was amazing to teachers all around. And I'm not on a student device right now, but in Pine City Schools, we have our student Chromebooks managed. And you know, those kids, you know who they are. They're on the wrong tab, and you walk over to them and they give you the, I'm so innocent, I wasn't doing the wrong thing. What are you talking about? And you just reach down and you do Control H, and it shows that they were on YouTube Minecraft tips or whatever. So that's a great tool to use, and it really allows for some good conversations. I've had great conversations with parents and students present when I could have them present about the history and how to monitor that. So right now, previously we do not have a tool to manage that, but we will be having this. So insert learning, my friend Dakota uses this a lot, I believe, in her ASL, and it's a great way to make any web page into a worksheet. And it is Google Classroom friendly. So this Pine City Wikipedia page is where I'm going to head. And I think I have to turn on my insert learning extension here because I did turn a whole bunch off the other day. So I'm going to go ahead and refresh that and hopefully get my insert learning tab. So there we go. Here we go. So now I can click it, and right over here are the insert learning tools that I have. We can make this available. You know, a district can push this out to all of the students. Students could add it. Maybe, Dakota, how did you get the students to use it? Did you have us add that extension to some of the students, or did they add it themselves?
I had my students add the extension onto their Chromebooks.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, feel free to pop in on this, Dakota, but right here, I've got all of these tools. So you can see that now this web page has become interactive. And if I assign it, I can see what the students are answering. So there's two ways. If I turn this insert learning off, it just becomes a regular web page again. But if I use this link, I've now made the web page where I can direct the students to exactly the information that I want them to tend to and make it interactive in a worksheet, as opposed to sending them to an encyclopedia to find out information. Think about how you could use it for news articles, the current events. There's so many uses for it. I'll defer again to Dakota. Do you have anything to add on that? Because like I said, I know you use it a lot.
So anytime I have like an article that I found, so I teach a lot on like the cultural aspect of my class. So if I find an article on the culture, then I assign that article and I go in beforehand and I do the insert learning. So I'll be like, what are your thoughts on this? Or I'll do a multiple choice and then I can correct it right in the article. So it'll tell me, so I like connect it to Google Classrooms and it will tell me which students commented and I can just kind of grade it right there. So I usually have it like 5 points. Like, you know, you go and you read it, you answer the questions, you get your 5 points. And yeah, I like it. It's fun. The only issues I've ever came across is sometimes the students have a hard time like adding it on their Chromebooks. I teach in multiple districts. So like Malacca, they have iPads and they've struggled with that. So I always have the questions, like an extra set of the questions for my students who can't get insert learning to work. So everyone still gets to do the assignment, even if they are having issues or if they say, oh, it doesn't work, I still make them read it and do the questions.
So Jennifer has a question to, you're going to be able to go back to this and go to the dashboard, Jennifer, to get to the opportunity to see your classes, and then you'll be able to see the student work. And I have not assigned one, but this is where you would see the student work. Okay, so feel free to reach out. I would love, I mean, this is an amazing tool. And it, like I said, it makes any web page an interactive worksheet, and the teacher gets to guide where you want the students to see. So I really think it's great. So J is for Jackpot. And this is one of those times when you want a random name picker. Maybe you're doing an online class and the kids have been doing an escape room, or maybe this is part of an escape room. You can just do a random name picker. Like I indicated, J was really a hard letter to come up with a tool. So if you have a J tool, keep me posted. So this is back to that classtools.net. And I love the names that they have. Look at, they have Donkey, Charity Case, Biff Wellington. So I can go ahead and save this list. I can create my own list. If I wanted to have all of my students in my 5th hour class, I could keep it saved so I've always got them. And now instead of pulling popsicle sticks out or what have you, listen, it's even got the great noise. I can find a student that I want to call on for the day. It celebrates them. And then if I want to, I can remove the name, or depending on the activity, I can keep them in there. So I'm going to remove the name. You're going to see how it changes, and I can spin again. So this is one of those great, and there are a lot of tools out there for name pickers. Monalot, it's kind of funny, but that is a good, fun tool. K is for Google Keep. Okay, so seems like it's been forever, but one of the first tools that I really embraced online was Evernote. And Evernote was available on my phone, on my iPad, whatever. Well, of course, now I like to keep things Google-centric, and I'm going to give you a peek into my Google Keep. So I have it on my phone, I have it on my iPad, and of course, I'm logged in with my Gmail accounts, so I'm able to see it across all of my platforms. I want to go one step further and think about this. What if you had a Google Keep that you shared with a Google Classroom, and you could help manage things there? So let's look at my Google Keep, and I don't have that one linked. Well, you can just go to keep.google.com. So here's my little Keep world. You see that I've got different lists going. Oh, there's nothing on my work list. I've got my authors, things that I need to binge watch. Yes, I like the HGTV stuff and this Married at First Sight. I'm just kind of, reality show. I have all of sorts of inspiration for things that I want to use for my Not Another PD ideas. You can see that's got going, and some Google Bootcamp ideas that I want to use for trainings. So let's just write a new note. And so if I wanted to start a whole new category, let's go ahead and I'm going to add an image. So I'm going to find, I'll just grab one of those images off of my, I don't know what this is. Okay, there's one. And then I can start, D is for distance. So how are we going to accommodate distance learners? We're going to check on their Wi-Fi. And I can go ahead and do that. But right down here, do you see that icon? That's that common share button. I can also share this with the personal me. I could also, I could share it with my tech coordinator, and I can save it. So I could share it with my list of students if I wanted to do that. So I better go back in and tell Matt why I shared that with him, because he's going to wonder. This is a sample. So I can go ahead and close that. And now in my Keep world, it's going to show up on my phone and all of that. I can archive things. I can make things reminders. You know, you're going to love it. So there is Keep. L is for Lexile Checker. Okay, my other, instead of technology integration, I also do the Media Center. One of the things that resonated with me is I heard somebody say that our standards are written at like a college level. So when we're taking apart standards and trying to communicate those to parents, sometimes we have to remember that some of our parents have not completed college, and checking the Lexile and making sure they're at a good readability level. So this Lexile Checker is going to allow you to check the Lexile of information that you send out. Well, so I don't know why that's not working. Might have to go through the forgot your password. I will tell you about that, so you can go ahead, instead of showing you how the forgot my password is not working. Go ahead and what you'll do is paste information in there, and it'll provide the Lexile for you. There are a lot of tools like this. I really added this because I wanted to get on my soapbox for a minute and make sure that the information that you're communicating out, and even it would be interesting to check the governor's learning plan and see what the readability level is of that. I would imagine that he's got writers on his staff that keeps it at a readability level that is good for all of the stakeholders in this new learning plan. So the last tool I want to share with you for this half of our lesson is memes. Now, you know, you've got to be careful, but I have a couple things that I want to share. One is just a meme that I created years ago, and I did this with Meme Generator. And you know, this is common. We all know this. Kids walk in and say, "Oh, my Chromebook's not charged." You know, and then we say, "That's okay. We weren't doing anything important anyway." When memes first became popular, and we see them all over now, there are so many. One of the things that someone suggested, and it really resonated with me, is what if all of your classroom rules and procedures or expectations were written by the students using memes? And so I want to share with you one of the classroom rules. So this is one I made with Google Drawing, and I really got it personalized and even added the logo. Don't know who this cute little guy is, but kind of liked his emphasis there. Now, there are tools like Meme Generator, but I caution you, if you take them to one of those online tools, oh man, you can go down the rabbit hole of inappropriateness. So there's also a place here, see, this is what ours, it's blocked on ours. So here's what's super awesome. This is yours. This is for you. And what I want you to do, this is your challenge for the last few minutes while we take some questions and answers, is to go ahead and do File, Make a Copy, and make a meme. I went out, or someone did, I did not. And you can change these pictures. Imagine taking this assignment and changing the pictures so that they're appropriate to your school. Maybe you got some, maybe in Pine City, we we went out and got the Voyager statue that we have. So now I can take this and I can pull it down so it's on there. Look at it's in the back. I can double click to say, what? This is word art, so you just double click to change this. What? You're not at Lake ECMECC? I might have to do a little bit of tidying. So again, double click because it's word out. Such a loser. Okay, maybe those are strong words and not appropriate for kids. I can go up here, so now it's white. Maybe I really want the fill to be a green or a blue, what have you. But you can create an assignment just like this to share it out with your kids and have them create their own memes, and you can control what pictures they have. So that's our A through M, or the first half of the, tips for leveraging learning. And I'll have another 13 later on today. And I'm now going to try and get back in here. Oh, Jeannie, yes.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to put the link on that one. There's my link for my meme. Earlier in the presentation, someone asked if Canva had an infographic template.
There's another tool that you can use for creating infographics, but let's look at Canva. And I believe it does have an infographic one, but the other one is the Pictocharts is in there. Let's see, you can just do a search too for infographic. I believe it's Pictochart. Was that, Dakota, is that the tool that you used? But Canva does have a nice one here as well. So you can use anything that you want. So you can go ahead and use this template and go forth and use all of these things. So the answer to the question is yes on infographics. Were there any other questions that we might have overlooked?
I think we got all the ones in the chat, but I had a question on Animoto. Is there a time limit for the videos?
You can, with the paid version, you can make them longer. With the free version, it's the length of a song. So, and the paid version, I believe, is about $25 a year. So that's what I can tell you there.
All right, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Anybody else have any other questions? Okay, and so if we actually zoom down to the bottom, I would really like some feedback. And I know that John will be sending out more information, but make sure to keep an eye on Not Another Email PD. Join our Facebook group. I share ideas all of the time, and I want you to have opportunities to use different tools that are around and available to accommodate all of your learners. So you've got a few minutes to take a break and stretch your legs and empty your bladder, get your steps in if you're obsessing about those like I am lately. Otherwise, feel free to drop me an email if you have any other questions. It was great to see everybody today. Have an awesome day, everybody. Maybe we'll see some of you back for the last half. Bye-bye. I'm heading out.